recruiting a large defensive force. But as Drakenhof is the seat of your power, leaving a hostile faction so close to it is unadvisable. They may attack you for one, or Karak Kadrin will confederate them, and then attack you. So my advice is to snuff out Zufbar to prevent these two scenarios from happening. The trouble with doing this is your early units are utterly useless against dwarfs. So a direct siege of their fortifications is not advisable. So now we hire ourselves a base lord to divide and conquer them. Declare war on Zufbar, then position your baiting force on their territory but outside of reinforcement range of their capital. Have Vlad take up an ambush position next to them. What I've found is the AI will still take the fight despite the ambush failing, so you can effectively bait those sneaky little dwarves out of their hidey holes and give them a good thrashing. Now, Zufbar's army is very dangerous, but once you've isolated their fire drakes, you'll be good to go. Do this by using your fast movers to pull apart their lines. Units like the Black Coach, Blood Knights and Dire Wolves will be very useful for this engagement. Once you've killed the garrison lord, besiege the Zufbar settlement and claim your prize. Now, you should really sack this settlement, as this settlement is unsuitable terrain for you to inhabit. The gold can be invested into your starting province and more armies. Now you have a choice with Zufbar. Karak Kadrin will be bordering. They don't like you, but they're not extremely hostile to you just yet. This is a good opportunity to make your campaign much easier for yourself. Fighting dwarves is not a great pastime for the vampire counts. Dwarves have high leadership, thick armour. The dwarves that don't have thick armour are immune to your terror-causing ways. The dwarves have a plethora of flaming weapons which will reduce your healing capabilities, and the land that they occupy isn't suitable climate for you to settle. So, to neuter this threat, you can just trade Zufbar to Karak Kadrin in return for their vassalization. They will bend the knee to the new Emperor of Bones in return for the smouldering ruins of Zufbar. This will create a lovely buffer between yourself and other mountain dwellers, whilst also giving you another blood kiss. This is my advised course of action. Or you can go the masochistic route and leave them to eventually attack you, or you can launch a war on Karak Kadrin yourself. But as I recently stated in a myriad of reasons why you shouldn't be attacking dwarves, I advise you to bribe them into coming to terms with the new order of the land. Once you vassalize them, they will likely break the vassalization at some point, depending on your campaign actions. But this should be a long time in the future, and at that point they'll be a much easier foe to face. They can surrender and serve you in life, or they can die and slave for you in death. The choice is yours. Reason you suck with the vampire counts. Number 2. You don't maximize blood kisses. Blood kisses. This primitive vampire mechanic will offer you exceptional faction-wide bonuses as well as some powerful lords. But do you know how to get them? You can obtain blood kisses in the following ways. By defeating enemy faction leaders in battle, by wounding or assassinating characters on the overworld campaign map, some technologies like the Lamian Book of Blood, vassalizing a faction, and in some quests. The bonuses which you unlock from blood kisses are substantial, so you need to make sure you're accruing these scarlet smooches. When you get to 3 blood kisses, you can unlock your first lord and subsequent faction-wide buff. I strongly advise you take the Lamian Bloodline. The Lamian Bloodline's lord has a perk called B, and this, when taken,